Hi, my name is John Weber. I'm an associate broker with Charter One Realty here in the Lowcountry of South Carolina. And I've done a little research lately about 55 plus communities, and it seems a lot of people have made videos about 55 plus communities across the country, but they're negative. The little picture you click on in their little headline, it's "Don't move in a 55 plus neighborhood before you watch this video. Here's the negative part of 55 plus communities." And I'm just not going to make a negative video. I'm in sales. But what I will do is I'll make a video on 55 plus communities, the pros and the cons. If you're interested in watching that, stay tuned. All right. Right off the bat, because of my location in South Carolina, we're in the Bluffton, Hilton Head area. We have 4 55 plus communities. But this video can apply to any 55 plus community across the country. The 4 that we have are Latitude, Margaritaville, Hilton Head, Sun City, Hilton Head, Four Seasons, and The Haven. Those are all 55 plus communities. So let's get into the pros. We're going to start with the positive. Then we're going to get into the cons, the negative, because there can be some negative on this. So if you stick around to the very end, I'll have my 5th con of 55 plus community I think you'll find interesting. Let's start at the beginning. The pros. 55 plus communities are great value. If you're going to spend $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 in that range, it's the best bang for the buck there is, at least in this area of the country, because you have access to amenities that are unbelievable. Let's take Sun City, for example. Sun City Hilton Head has $100 million worth of amenities. They just purchased additional land, and they're going to put another $40 million of amenities in. That's $140 million. You could buy a house in there for $500,000, $600,000 and have access to all of that. Golf, pickleball, tennis, fitness, clubs, you name it. I mean, there's all kinds of things. And I have toured people around. They've looked at the 55 plus communities here, and they say, "John, can you show me a regular neighborhood that's not 55 plus?" And I do. And then we go over to the amenity area. It's got a small little clubhouse, a pool, a couple of tennis courts. And they look at that and they go, "That's the pool?" "Yeah, that's the pool." "That's the tennis courts?" "Yeah, correct." "And you need a key to get in the clubhouse." "Take me back. I need to go in there to Sun City or whatever." They see it right away. Some people don't like them, and that's cool, but it's the best bang for the buck there is. It just is. All right. Number 2, people connection. You're going to have instant people connection with like-minded people. Locally, in Sun City, it's like 9,000 houses, okay? So you're automatically plugged into an age group that is close to your age group. So you're going to have like-minded people, and you're going to get along with a lot of different people in that age bracket, which is very, very positive because you have to have relationships with people, which brings me to the next positive one. Your purpose connection. You're going to get very, very involved in a 55 plus community, and you're going to maybe find your purpose in retirement. And that's what keeps you going, having some type of a purpose. Let's just pick one. Woodworking. You may get into a woodworking shop and a club and really get into it because you've always had an interest in woodworking, and before you know it, you're teaching other people about woodworking. It kind of goes like that. So your purpose connection is another one. All right, the next one. you get to pick where you want to live with a 55 plus community. And that's kind of true all over the country. Yes, they're primarily in the South, Florida, Arizona, California, but they're up north too. I know that for a fact. So if you want to live up north, 55 plus, that's great. Florida, here in the Lowcountry, wherever you want to go, you get to pick it. And there's a 55 plus community for you. You just have to go look at the models, decide what you want, possibly buy a resale. So that's a very big pro. The fifth pro, activities. You don't have enough time in the day to do all the stuff at these 55 plus communities. You just don't. There's locally, I keep saying Sun City. I mean, the other large one here is Latitude, Margaritaville. Both of these have clubs, organizations, all kinds of things. I know Sun City for sure has at least 150 clubs, organizations. Latitude, Margaritaville, because of its size and it's just starting out now, it doesn't have 150, but they're well on their way to so many different clubs and organizations. Pick what you want, get involved. You can't do that in a regular neighborhood. Well, you could, but you're going to have to work at it. You're going to have to find a church, some outside organization, and that's what you're going to have to do. But here, it's embedded into the 55 plus community. Cons, I knew we'd get to it. Thanks for sticking around. They have very strict rules, okay? You can get the rules and the bylaws and the covenants. You can go to the office of any of these places and you can get it if you really want to read all that stuff. The rules are more condensed and you can get that easily. I believe you can get them on the website. But they have rules about pets, breed, weight, guests, children, parking cars on the street. You must have your garage door down. I mean, they've got a lot of different rules, but I always say that's why it's so nice. You drive through there, it's pristine. It really is. But if you're the type of person that doesn't like to be told strict rules, you'll have to look into it, because the rules are to keep it nice, pristine, beautiful, the home values up. If you're looking at this video and you live up north, you might live in an established neighborhood that's maybe 100, 150 years old. I grew up in Chagrin Falls, Ohio. That was kind of like our neighborhood. It's really not that way down here in the South and in Florida. These are places that have been 20, 30, maybe 40 years. And it's a planned unit development, and they have covenants, and it's strict, and it keeps property values up. So, something to think about. Number 2, I know you all have been waiting for this. I wrote down strange people. Not everybody's strange in 55 plus communities, but these people that retire, sometimes they can't adapt. They don't have a routine of work. And I've had friends and family say, and it's pretty true, when you're younger, you might have some issues, whatever, kind of cracks in your personality. By the time you get old, they're crevices. So that's something to think about, because some people could have some issues. I call them strange people, but they might be bored, and they might be slightly weird. But guess what? If you watch the news, there's a few weird people walking around everywhere. So you just have to be aware of that. You know, people are bored and they don't have a routine and they're looking for stuff to do, or looking for people who break rules, okay? It's all part of it. Goes with the age. Number 3 con, you can't adapt. I just talked about these people. You can't adapt to moving down, moving in, and you might not like it. you can't adapt and go with the flow. You want more freedom, and that's okay. But I don't think I've really sold any property or anybody on my team and they call us up a year and two and says, I don't like it. It's the opposite. They say two things to us. Number one, I should have done it sooner. Number two, I love it. And I'm talking about 55 plus communities. So I just don't have anybody complaining. I just don't. Maybe they do, but I don't know about it. Everybody's pretty positive about the whole experience because you can pick and choose what you want to do. Number 4, lots of people. Now, I say lots of people, but there's reasons there's lots of people. You're on a third of an acre, quarter of an acre, it's smaller, there's less maintenance. Certain areas you have no maintenance because the community might do the landscaping, pressure wash the house. There could be roof reserves. You don't have to do anything. But if you walk out in your driveway, you might walk out 4 o'clock in the afternoon and there's a guy walking out in his driveway. So some people might consider that lack of privacy, I guess, because they just moved down from Pennsylvania living on 3 acres. You have to adapt. You have to understand what we're doing here. They're getting older. They don't want yard work. They want less maintenance. So if you want to call it lack of privacy, you can, but I put it down as a con. Here's the last one. There's a lot of old people in these 55 plus communities. Older people, okay? But here's the thing. You may want to look in the mirror because we're all aging. I look in the mirror and I'm like, what happened? Where did it all go? So, Sun City Hilton Head opened 25 years ago and people were 25 when they bought, they were 55 when they bought in there. That was 25 years ago. So they could be older people, but not everybody in there's older people. So it's just, it is a transition in life, and it's a transition a lot of people really love. So you have to kind of get into it and enjoy it. I challenge you to take the plunge, take a look at 55 plus communities. There's pros, there's cons, but we like to focus on the pros. Yeah, there's rules. There might be some weird people, but there's weird people everywhere. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I put a video out each week about real estate, lifestyle, culture, all kinds of things like that. And I have a team of agents that assist people when they come down here to the Lowcountry, and we'd love to help you. So please consider the John Weber team. We're here to help you, to serve, and to find your dream home. So, all the pros, the cons, kind of like life. Come see us, we'll find your dream home.